All right, here we go. Three, two, one, bam. What's going on, kings, queens, and phenomenal beings? It is your re-entry coach and mindset coach. Shout out to my girl Kiki for letting me know that that's how I have impacted and influenced her to get her mindset in check, because that's what it's about, man. Here we are, man. This is going to be my 12th episode since I started the Fell into Phenomenal podcast. Funny thing, it has been exactly 2 years to the date where I initially started my Fell into Phenomenal podcast. And okay, this is the 12th episode. Don't be judging me, because some of y'all ain't even started y'all podcast, but that's neither here nor there. I started something because I wanted to share my experience and share my success and my challenges through this journey that I call from Felon to Phenomenal, because we all know that society rarely lets you forget the wrong that you've done. So it's almost like you're serving two sentences, but not even that. The struggles and the resiliency that one needs to build, uphold, and obtain to overcome the obstacles in life after prison, probation, and parole. Getting a job that takes care of not only you, but your family, but not only allows you to survive, but allows you to thrive. And also getting a house or a place to live in a decent area to where you won't be exposed to people, places, and things that might have you uh, relapse into um, unwanted behavior, and also to expand your educational reach, regardless if someone will allow you to exercise the information, but knowing and doing it for yourself. And it's a gig economy, baby. I'm an entrepreneur. You can learn how to do these things and pursue these things on your own. So, just to recap, I know I said it a lot, a mouthful, but it's crazy. December 30th, 2020 is when I published my first episode. Uh, since then, it was 11 episodes. I had my mom on there, which was my first encounter with like the criminal justice system. And my mom wasn't a criminal, man. She struggled with drug addiction because that was her medicine, that was her aid that she used to overcome her issues and from her childhood, and that she never got separated from. Slowly but surely, she's improving and just working as she is, how she is, and becoming the best version of herself in the capacity that she can. So I don't hold nothing against her for that. I still love her and I forgive her, and I accept her for who she is and who she is not in my life, with her capabilities and limitations based off of her experiences in life. Uh, I had an episode with my boy Khalid, a spoken word artist. Me and this gentleman spent a lot of hours on the road, literally driving on tour together. And he spent time in prison, and he shared his insights. And he came from basically not being almost able to read and write at a required level to becoming a world renowned poet, and making a life for himself in that artist lane. Then I had an episode with my girl, Kiki, Ikethia Heron, from Key Resource Project, which is also a reentry group. She focuses on the finance part, and she is also a homeowner. Yeah, she went to jail. Yeah, she did time, but she owns a home. She found a way to overcome what they say is the number two obstacle of reentry, because you got number one is employment, number two is housing, number three is education and social services, like Medicare, food stamps, just things that aid people who are living below the poverty line. But there's ways to overcome this. You just have to have the mindset, the will, and a plan to attain, because there are resources and relationships that can help you receive all that you want. Then, man, I had an episode with my brother, man, aka my co-defendant, not my real blood brother, but you know how we do. He's been a friend for me for over 20 plus years, and you know, again, we were co-defendants, and we got into some trouble together, but he and I have owned each of our roles in it and who we were in it at that time. And we're working on building a new relationship on who we are now and who we plan to be, and how we both have great stories of redemption and overcoming and just growing into this new version of ourselves that no longer tolerate or accept or want to do the things that we used to do. Then I had an episode with Miss Brittany Jackson, who is a former probation officer and who teaches people or trains people or consults with future and current probation officers just on best practices. And I have to shout out to her for, being willing to jump on this podcast with me, and just her insight, and also the fact that she was giving me kudos, as far as recognizing me for the work and the information that I was putting out on my social media pages, Instagram specifically, Felon to Phenomenal on IG. But even with my inconsistencies, it was still good information, and she was willing to get on the podcast. Next, I had Brandon Warren, who is a guy that I just found like on YouTube, and realized that we had a mutual friend. Because for those of you who don't know, even though I am Coach T for the win. Oh yeah, I need to change that. Let's go ahead and hit the little whoop de doop and hit y'all with my. I know y'all know what I'm talking about, but anyway, I'm about to put up a new banner that labels my oh, hold on, let me text my look live podcast doing crazy stuff. Let me text that. Okay. Trying to get to, there we go. Just want to make sure I put it right. This is my new IG page. Kind of changed it because I want people to be able to find me quickly and efficiently. And yeah, so yeah, no, yeah, I see Coach T underscore for the win at the top left. That ain't that no more. We're gonna go with this at the bottom left. Fell into phenomenal. That's where you can find me on IG and find out all the information. But back to kind of just recapping of the 11 episodes that I've had thus far as I close out this as season one and get into a more consistent and maybe a change of scenery, or oh well, not a scenery, because I like my little wall, but just as I continue to grow and produce more content and be of more inspiration and more of a resource on this journey, as I share information, as I present myself as a reentry coach or a mindset coach. But back to one of my episodes where I had Brandon Warren. We had a mutual friend. He was a comedian. Back what I was saying, for those of you who don't know, as an entrepreneur, as a trade, what I do in the meantime, in between time, on a day-to-day basis, I am a DJ. So if you're ever in Houston, Texas, and you may want to check out a comedy show or poetry show, if I'm on the ticket, it is the hottest show in the city. I'm trying to tell you, it's a good time, good times, good vibes. But when I found out that Brandon Warren and I knew a particular comedian, which was, his name is Jesse Payton. And when I did my first ever Fell into Phenomenal, I guess you say, conference, I was just trying to throw myself out there. He spoke and he did prison time. Jesse Payton, very powerful. And then I saw a YouTube interview with Brandon Warren and Jesse Payton, and they did time together. And I thought that what Brandon Warren had to share with his story from prison to professor, I think he's PhD'd at this point, I thought was rather fascinating. And it opened up a whole new world. Like, I kind of knew, yeah, I know that somebody can get their GED in prison. Yeah, I know that somebody get their bachelor's, but I did not know the extent of which all that it takes for a college or accredited college or different programs to be established within, what I'm saying, the prison system, and just the impact and what he has done with his life after his time, and just his educational success. I thought it was cool, man. And he's very, very, very mellow, very detailed and knowledgeable, and what he has and what he's doing. So yeah, man, check out that episode. And then I went to a community event earlier this year, and I met a representative from the Texas Advocates for Justice, and her name was Nikki. And I did a podcast episode with her, and she shared a little bit about her incarceration story and her advocacy and the work that she does with TAJ, is abbreviated TAJ, TAJ, Texas Advocate for Justice. And that was the episode. And then just getting out there, almost being handicapped for real. And that's why I really only like produce like 12 episodes in 2 years, because I guess to be honest, like I struggle with my own like self-worth and confidence, or just leaning on other people, and feeling better when I had guests, because I was still working on learning how to fully articulate what it is that I'm so passionate about, and how I want to help people, and concerned about how people will receive me, and all these other things, and just allowed distractions and delays. But when I did just like forget it, man, let me jump out there and get people to share their stories, and hopefully it will impact and share that information and inspiration, and allow people to be connected to resources on their journey from reentry. So I shouted out. I saw this young lady on Facebook, and I didn't even know that she was a fellow game changer. And for those of you who don't know, I am a game changer, which is a certified speaker program under the number one motivational speaker in the world, Dr. Eric Thomas. And I'm also a life coach, a extreme execution coach under Thomas and Thomas, which is an Eric Thomas company. And yeah, so she's a fellow game changer, but I didn't know that at the time. But I like her presentation, and her website, and her being a reentry strategist, and her story. I had Tanae Jackson. Oh, sorry. Dang, I said her name wrong. I said the name wrong on the episode. Tanae Jenkins. Oh, Lord, forgive me. Don't beat me up. Don't watch this. I don't know why, but she's from Jacksonville, Florida. Maybe that's why I keep trying to give her that last name. But she is also recently become a TEDx speaker, on top of the many, many other things she has done and accomplished, and was able to overcome with her extent and time in prison, and just getting herself together from the inside out. So yeah, so that's just been a recap of like the last 11 episodes in the last 2 years, you know, and I have great ideas going forward. And I just have to reflect, what I'm saying, on my year. And I've accomplished quite a bit. And so what I got going on? What I got going on. So for those of you who don't know, uh recently premiered 60 Days In, season 7, 60 Days In. I am, uh, aka Trinity, from 60 Days In, and that was an amazing opportunity that presented itself. And I look at that as my first like fell into phenomenal check. You know what I'm saying? That's not a Tangy check. That ain't a DJ TNT check. That is a fell into phenomenal check, because it is only because of the work that I have done on myself and what I'm willing to share with the world, that opportunity presented itself. So I don't know if y'all watched the season or not, but they made reference or whatever to the fact that I am pursuing a career in education, specifically a science high school teacher. So I've definitely been studying and actually have an exam coming up. So y'all pray for me. I have done the work, and hopefully we can turn it over into a passing grade. Like real talk, this is going to be the fourth time that I've taken this exam, and I have studied every time. You need like a 240 to pass. I'm hovering between the 232 and the 236 range. So I did not get discouraged. I just put my head down and got back to it because this is something that I really want. And that's a lesson and message within itself, man. Like anything worth having, it's not going to be easy. And just because it doesn't work out the first time doesn't mean it's not meant to be. But you have to be smart about it and know if it applies to who and what who you are and what you want out of life. But these are things you really have to identify. You can't be freestyling out here in life. You can't think that, oh, if I have enough money, or you can't be money motivated and thinking that's going to take care of you and your entire family. Nah, you have to have some morals, values, and principles that guide you. Because if you only got it by making money, whoo-wee, think of some crazy things that you'll be able to do just for that dollar, make you holler. But anyway, so more about me because I want to continue sharing about myself and really figure out how to share my message so that I can make the impact and influence and help those that I'm supposed to help. So I'm part owner of a landscaping company in Houston, Texas, that specifically services currently Humble and Atascocita, which is the north side of Texas. I don't know if that's north, east, northwest. Okay, look, I ain't out with that, but it's on the north side, and always looking to hire, but we need dependable people, people that understands the level of work and that are going to commit a season at a time. I'm not asking you to commit for a long time, but if you sign on for a particular season, that first season, finish it out. That's all I'm asking you. There is opportunity for growth. There is room for, financial gain and all that, but we need dependable people. And I like to have people that are serious about their own journey from felon to phenomenal, because this is how I help solve or help others overcome the obstacles of reentry, which the top three are employment, housing, and education or social services. And this is how I make impact. So not only do I have a relationship, you know what I'm saying, or part ownership in green therapy landscaping, I was recently identified from the show 60 Days In at a barbecue spot next to my house. Uh, it's a family owned business. The son recognized me. I began to explain more to the mother about what I do, recognized me from this show 60 Days In, and explained a little bit more to the mother what I do. And she was like, oh man, that sounds amazing. I seen something similar to that on TV with a lady who's a chef and hires people. And she told me directly I would be willing to hire people. But one thing I'm not going to do, I'm not going to just give you a job because you need a job. I'm going to give you a job based off your willingness to better yourself, because this is a stepping stone and people are taking a chance on you. Because let's be honest, your past ain't too good, my boy. Your past ain't too good, my girl. Like, this is how people know you. So you have to work hard to change the narrative if you want to change your life. Uh, Again, I mentioned that I'm a DJ. I have been DJing for 18 years, and for the last 6 or 7 years, I've had the opportunity to travel. Man, I have had some turned up crowds out, and had the blessed opportunity to travel with a comedian. And Yeah, that keeps me busy. And that is something that on my own personal journey from failing to phenomenal, it was only just a hobby. It was only just a side hustle because I was still in the workforce. But when that got taken away from me, I turned what was just a hobby, what was just a love for music into a career. And I'm in pretty much high demand. It's okay if you don't know me, but my bills is paid, so don't even worry about that. See, I be worried about the wrong thing: fame, notoriety. Granted, I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to be on some Kid Capri, DJ Khaled, type of level. But I understand that after gaining a better relationship and understanding a higher self-awareness of myself, a better understanding, I got many gifts and talents. And DJing, real talk, it's not a talent. It's a skill that I developed from my love for music, and it has gotten me this far. It's gotten me to a place where I can pay my bills. Now, if I want that extra, that excess, now this is where I'm at, tapping into my gift, sharing with you all the information that I have, and creating Fell into Phenomenal as a workshop, as a community, as a coaching program to, one, ultimately, because they need to know what it do for them, reduce recidivism. But two, which is more important to me, is that I get to help you do whatever it is that you were born to do whatever it is that you were gifted to do whatever it is that makes you happy in a legal positive manner. So yeah, man, this is just a recap episode, a reflection, a season finale. We gonna end the disruption, the inconsistency, and go into season two with a better job and a better mindset. And as I continue to reflect on this year, man, because we got 2023 right around the corner. Hey, man, I had a milestone year, being on TV, turned 40, and through a party for the first time, I was able to celebrate. Like, this journey from feeling to phenomenal has opened up my eyes, opened up my mind, opened up my heart, opened up doors to be like, man, like, I've never really just celebrated myself before. I never really thought I had anything to celebrate. Like, my own personal journey from feeling to phenomenal started in 2013. And just this year, I feel like I can breathe. Like, I feel like I've kind of uh be the boss, if you would say, like, on a level on a game. Like, I've conquered a giant. Like, I'm at a point where my confidence and self-worth is good, and I can see where I have accomplished some things, and improve myself and made impact and influence. And man, I got so blessed, man. I had a good time, man. Like, I had a party and I wanted people to be there, but I was not hung up on who came or who didn't. And I had a good dancing time, man. The drinks was flowing, and I hope that everybody who attended had a great time. But if they didn't, that wasn't my concern, because I did. Even had my boy Carlos from the show 60 Days In and his wife, they showed up. And that goes to show that, I don't know what it is that I'm doing, but hey, he wanted to be a part of it, and that means a lot. That says something. uh Continuing to reflect on 2022. Forgot earlier this year, I did like my first, like, concert. I was an opening DJ for a Slim Thug and Zero concert in San Antonio. I DJ'd a comedy, a pregame comedy show at a Rockets home game. Shout out to my boy Jeff Shelley and all the comedians a part of that. I performed at a comedy festival in Nashville. It was only the fact that we had a show the next day that we didn't get to stay and see the 85 South podcast show, man, because we was invited, had the backstage passes. Actually, I can go get it, but I'll show y'all in on my social media. But yeah, so that was a good time. I They call the old OG back. What you mean? What you mean, Coach T? They call the OG back. Hey, look, I started DJing. Look, I'm about to show my age. Well, I already told you I turned 40. Who cares? So started DJing at my college, Lamar University in 2004, and held it down from 2004 to about, I say '07 was my prime. I did to about '09, a little in and out, but '04, '07, boy, I was DJing almost everything. And this recent homecoming, shout out to my boy DJ Fresh, called in all the LU DJs, and we had a good time, and I was able to mix and run into some old friends and faces, and it was just a real good time to be on the campus of Lamar University in Beaumont, Texas. You baby. And it's being where it all started for me. I spoke at PVA&M. Shout out to my guy Carlos Wallace. For Soul Caritas, hooked that up for me. With his speaker series, allowed me an opportunity to kind of share my story and my experiences after being on the show, and just with my own personal journey for Felon to Phenomenal. Prayer Review, sorry, I said PV. I know some of y'all not from here. HBCU, Prayer Review, A&M. And let's see what else before we get out of here. Hey, started up Monday night momentum calls, man. Now, okay, so I need y'all on these calls, man. Every Monday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on the Zoom, baby. On the Zoom, man. I'm calling out to the community, calling out to those who need inspiration, information, and resources on this journey for Felon to Phenomenal. I tell you what, life is hard. No matter if you do it right or do it wrong, life is hard. And I'm giving you the game so that you can elevate and take this information and apply it and make impact and change, just as I have. What else have I done? Drop the visual. Again, go check out 60 Days In, season 7. They introduce your girl on episode 4, and my highlight is episode 9. And if you watch episode 9, look, I can't tell y'all what happened, but look, I got a poem, and I spit a little bit out there. And the full length poem, is on my YouTube page, Felon to Phenomenal TV. That's the YouTube. And yeah, you can just check it out. Got a website. Let's go ahead and put the little website up here, where I try to combine all that I do, my DJing and my community work, advocacy work, a life coach work. I don't even know what you call it. Like, I'm really just trying to figure this stuff out, bro. Trying to work on a book and everything else. It's a lot of things upon us. There's a new year, you know what I'm saying, on the horizon. And I just wanted to close this inconsistent but informative, inconsistent but impactful, inconsistent. But thankfully, I jumped off the porch 2 years ago and started it journey. But it's time to take it to a new level and new heights, man. So again, well, not again, but for the first time, feel free to follow me, on all social media sites. Check out the podcast, check out the YouTube channel, and engage with me, have conversations, join the Monday night momentum calls, tell a friend, bring a friend. This is not only for those of you who are directly impacted, but for friends and family. Like, real talk, the information that I'm giving y'all is this has transformed my life so much. Like, the people that I directly communicate with, my friends and family, a lot of them aren't felons, but they are quick to call me for advice or inspiration, because I'm specifically targeting people who have been on prison probation and parole. But this information that I have is much bigger than that. This is life information. This is about overcoming. This is about being resilient. This is about creating the life that you want. This is about being who you need to be for not only yourself, your kids, your family. This is about living the life that you want to live. This is about so many other things. I have gained so much knowledge, so much impact, so much control, so much respect just by simply doing what I need to do, becoming who I need to be, and sharing my gift with the world. Like, I don't even know any other way to say it at this point. Like, I'm just, that's where I'm at. Like, that's what this podcast is for. That's what my Monday night call is for. I'm trying to share all this information that I have stored up in my mind, stored up in my heart, that I know that can change somebody's life because it did for me. Like, for real. And other than that, I just got to figure out a way how to end my Monday night meetings in my podcast. But hey, with this coming into a new year, man, happy new year. Season 1, Felon to Phenomenal podcast is out. Look forward to season 2, and I will improve my consistency, and I won't be handicapped always thinking that I need somebody or interview somebody just to get y'all the information, because those who need it and those who want the information gonna check it out, and those who don't, and that's okay. I'm not offended. Like, y'all got it twisted. Like, I'm where I need to be, and continue to strive to get there, and I just want you to be where you need to be. So with that being said, happy new year, man, and see y'all season 2.